So hello students, in the previous videos we discussed the role of CA in issuing of digital certificates. So here a public key infrastructure includes the CA's the physical infrastructure and formulation and enforcement of policies and procedures. So what do you mean by physical infrastructure? The physical infrastructure of PKI means it includes encryption technologies and hardware technologies that is needed for the physical infrastructure. So let us see what are the functions of PKI. So functions of PKI mainly includes certificate creation and issuing of the certificates to the public and storage and archival of the certificate, and also it includes key generation. One more function it is, and one more function you have, that is certificate or key updation, and also certificate revocation. So what do you mean by revocation is you are going to cancel the certificate in an official manner if it is invalid. Suppose that is the case, then only you are going to revocate the certificate, that is called certificate revocation. And also PKI provides a safe archival facility for all issued certificates. So let us go for the PKI architecture. There are 4 different architectures. First one is PKI with single CA. Second one you have hierarchical architecture. Third one you have mesh based PKI architecture, and the fourth one you have bridge based PKI architecture. So first one, if you are considering here, CA represents the certifying authority, and U1, U2, UN, all these represents the users and the normal users. Okay, so here first consideration, if you are going to consider here how U1 can communicate with U2. So that is a case here. So how he can communicate? So here, to communicate with each other, they have to have the digital certificates now. So who will issue the digital certificate? CA1 will be issuing the digital certificates to the users. Okay, so first case here, CA1 could issue certificates to multiple users, U1, U2, etc. And it enables any pair of these users to communicate securely using certificates exchanged between them. So each arc in the figure is a trust relationship. CA1 vouches for U2's public key in the certificate so that U1 can communicate with U2. Okay, so CA1 actually has to issue the certificate to both U1 and U2 so that they can communicate with each other. There should be a trust relationship existing between U1 and U2. How they can create the trust relationship is by issuing the certificates. Who is going to issue the certificate? That is CA. But this kind of architecture is not scalable. It cannot be implemented for multiple users. Only few, if there are only few users, you can go for this kind of architecture. So in the previous case, that is PKI with single CA, you had a scalability problem. That means many users were not able to receive that particular digital certificates. So to overcome that, they went for the second kind of PKI architecture. You can see here there are many number of users. Okay, U1, U2, U3, U5, U6, U7, U4, U8, U9, U10, U11. All these represents the number of multiple users, and you can see that CA1 at the top, that is the root CA. Okay, who is going to issue the certificates to all these users. But how he is going to issue the certificates to all these users? Okay, suppose for example U1 wants to communicate with U5. So that time what U1 needs U5's public key to communicate. Okay, so that's why U5's certificate is signed by CA6. Okay, so before that, first U1 may not have CA6 public key to verify its signature on U5's certificate. Moreover, U1 does not have a trust relationship with CA6. So what U5 can do? U5 would provide an entire chain of certificates as follows. The certificate is signed by CA1 vouching for CA3's public key, and again certificates signed by CA3 vouching for CA6 public key. Certificate will be signed by CA6 vouching for U5's public key. So in this way, the main root CA, that is CA1, will be issuing the certificates to the lower level CAs. Okay, so he cannot handle all the multiple users at a time, so that's why he is sharing his duties to number of CAs here. So what are the sub CAs here? It is CA2, CA3, CA4. So you can see that again under CA4 there are 4 users. Under CA3 there is one more CA, and also one more user is directly connected with CA3. So this is what the CA1 has done. CA1 has issued the different certificates which has the public key information, okay, to different CAs. Okay. So this is the next kind of architecture, that is mesh based architecture. So here you can see mutually trusting CAs. That means the trust relationship is bidirectional. You can see in this figure, you can see that arcs are bidirectional. So what is the meaning of this? So here, suppose U1 wants to communicate with U4. So there are different ways to communicate from U1 to U4. So what is the multiple paths? You can see that here. U1 can have the trusted path through CA1, CA2, CA3 and CA6 and CA4. Okay, that is one path. Another path also you have U1 connected with CA1, and then it is connected with CA3, CA6, CA6 and then for U4. Okay, so there is multiple paths. So why this multiple paths are used? Because if there is suppose CA2's key is being compromised, or someone has attacked here, think that at CA2, so you cannot have the trusted path from U1 to U4 through this particular channel, that is CA1, CA2, CA3. You cannot connect in that way. So if that is not possible, you can go through another path. So that is you can go from another path, that is here you can connect from U1, CA1, CA3, CA6, U4. Okay, so this is the another use of going for mesh based PKI architecture. So again here the topmost CAs will issue the certificates to lower level CAs to transfer the public key information. So that concept is same as the previous case. The fourth kind of PKI architecture, that is bridge based PKI architecture. So it is motivated by the need for secure communications between organizations in the business partnerships. So think that there are, you can see here two triangles, or one PKI of organization A, you can see this side, at the other end another PKI organization B is represented. But if suppose these two organizations wants to communicate with the other organization, then it has to communicate with the top root CA, that is here you can see that bridge CA. So this bridge CA will share the public key information through its certificates to different organizations. So within the organizations there is one more CA, one more root CA. So you can see that representative CAs. Okay, so these representative CAs will issue the certificates, digital certificates to all its employees in the organization. The certificate revocation.